Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on this painting journey. Today we're going to paint the Lonely Tree. So some of the colors we're using today are phthalo cyanine blue, sap green, yellow ochre, burnt ombre, olive green, white, and gold. We are using a fan brush, two flat brushes, and a fine point. Right now you see me using the phthalo cyanine blue with the bigger flat brush. I'm just painting the entire canvas. I usually use blue as a primer to my canvas. A lot of people use different colors, but blue is my favorite, so I use it most. Now you see me here with the fan brush. I am using a sap green at this moment. I am creating like little green bushes on the bottom. What I am doing is lightly tapping the fan brush against the canvas to create the illusion of grass. And we're going to do that until we completely cover the white. Most of the time, I use painting as a way or a strategy, I guess, to release some energy, usually just to express emotions that I have no words for. And this just happens to be one of those moments. What I like to do is I like to first acknowledge how I'm feeling, and then I look for music that expresses those emotions, and then I just let the playlist roll, and then I get to painting. You see me here kind of singing and dancing a little bit and getting back to it as I can, because then when the music hits, and you just gotta go with the flow. Here I'm showing you what the fan brush looks like. This is an older fan brush that I've had for a few years. I purposely made it look the way it does to help me create the bushes and the trees the way I like. In another video, I will show you a better view of it so you can see it a little better. I kind of spread out the hair a little. When you do that, it helps create the illusion of a tree, or in this instance, bushes and grass and leaves, like from a distance. I will say that if you choose to do this with your brush, just know that your brush will be forever like that, and that will be specifically for that. However, when I did it, I did not do that on purpose. It just so happened to be how I just accidentally did it, honestly. Now you see me here outlining the next part of this painting, which is going to be the tree and the leaves. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but trust the process. I promise it will look so good in the end. To outline the tree, I started off with the trunk and then created branches to kind of paint the leaves over. This is a flat brush, as you can tell. This is a smaller flat brush I'm using, and at this moment I'm using burnt umber to paint the tree trunk. You can't really see me, but you can't really see what I'm doing, but you can see a little bit of the brown. I will show you in a few seconds. So I've been painting for about 5 years, well actually 6. I started a little before COVID, or I want to say during COVID. There goes the tree trunk. That's what it looks like. Just because, again, I had a lot of emotions that I didn't know exactly how to express, and hiking and running and working out wasn't doing it for me to be able to express those emotions. So I just started painting a little. Now right here, I'm just going over again with the burnt umber to give it a different texture. What I like to do is I like to go with one layer first, and then once it dries out, I go with another one to give it a little basically it changes the texture of the painting. Now you see me adding the yellow ochre, and what that's doing is honestly creating the illusion of the tree trunks when the brown part is peeling off. You see in the end what it kind of looks like. Right now it doesn't look exactly how I'm expressing it to you, but you will see towards the end how it works. And now I am using the sap green once again, and what I'm doing now is painting the leaves on the tree. And again, I'm using the fan brush for this, and I'm just using the sap green, and instead of lightly tapping on the canvas, what I'm doing is going in circular motions, as you can tell. And going in circular motion is just giving the illusion of tree leaves from a distance. Yes, I have changed looks about 3 or 4 times throughout this video. I even got a haircut. That is because it took a few days to do this, and it was a few days within the span of about 2 weeks, mainly because I just needed to take a break in between. But if you want to try this all in one sitting, you can go for it. It is very much doable. As I'm still just going in circular, well, here I'm actually just tapping lightly the little parts that I didn't cover to give that illusion of the tree leaves again. As you can tell, I'm just walking around looking at it from different angles, making sure that it's not missing anything, and if it is missing something, where can I add to make it look a little more like a tree. I'm not gonna lie, this very next clip here is my favorite. I am now using olive green, but I just loved the way the olive green was being squeezed out of that bottle. It was just so, I don't know, something about it was satisfying to me. So what I am doing now is using the fan brush to lightly add on to the grass to give it a little more texture and color with the olive green on top of the sap green. Here I go again into my little karaoke moment. And then I'm getting back to painting. As I said, honestly, the most important part about this is to have fun doing it. Don't take it so serious. It's a way to express yourself and a way to enjoy yourself. So now I am doing the same exact thing with the tree. I'm using the olive green and the flat brush to lightly tap into the leaves to give it a little more depth and a little more color, so it can look a little more lively and a little more real. Again, you see me stepping back, just taking a look to see how it looks from the angles and where I can add a little more if I need to add some more, and what can I do to change it a little more and make it look a little more realistic. And if you are enjoying yourself watching me paint, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also follow my other social media handles. I will make sure to tag them below so you can get so much more content like this.